Anthony Raimondi, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for spending some time with me today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on, bro. Appreciate it.
Anthony Raimondi and Jay Baroni. I feel like we should be at home slapping our spouses right now. We're running a casino, you know?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Got Joey bag of donuts in the back.
And I apologize for that because that was a bad joke. But
no, it's a good one.
I let the intrusive thoughts win.
Right.
We can start over if you want. You want to start over?
Nope. I love it. I love it.
Let's do it live.
Let's go.
I got some work to do on myself. But Anthony, we know some common people here, huh?
Yeah, we actually do. It's such a small world.
Yeah. Do you know who those people are?
Well, one of my cousins. I think you went to school with her, right?
I did. Yep.
Yeah, my cousin Mirala and her husband Bolek. So
beautiful. Yep. So shout out to you guys. And then also, do you still talk to them or do you avoid them because they still live in a blue state?
They're in a very red county, actually. No, their daughter is my goddaughter. Today's her birthday, so I actually just talked to them today.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, Mirala is like one of my best girlfriends, so I talk to her often.
Oh, that's awesome. And you live in Florida right now, right?
I do. I'm in Southwest Florida. I escaped from Illinois, so yeah. I am an Illinois refugee.
How did you do that? Like, what made you move? I'm curious. I don't know anything about your life, so I kind of want to spend some time going over that because I know you used to live out here.
I did. Yeah, I was born and raised in the suburbs. So yeah, I mean, basically it was the shutdowns and lockdowns from COVID-19. And we just kind of got fed up. I've been with my partner now for almost 13 years. And we were done. And we, when Illinois went on a further lockdown, we said, we're not doing this anymore. Like, our tax money can't go to a state we can't enjoy. So we packed it up. I think I sold my house in maybe 48 hours. And we came down to Southwest Florida 30 days later.
No regrets?
Zero regrets. I do. Of course, I miss my family, right? It's a little rough,
sure.
But they come down here a lot and I've been back a lot. So if it's not every month that I see someone here or me there, it's like every other month at the latest.
Yeah, I have a feeling that most people are trying to get out of Illinois that have been here for a while. Like the old heads that have been here for a while are trying so hard. I know my dad included is trying to get down to Florida. It's just I think COVID just messed up everything for a lot of people out here.
Well, here's the thing too that you have to remember. Even if Florida goes into, which I doubt, but goes into a lockdown or went into a lockdown, the thing about Florida is you pretty much have 360 days of sunshine. So I say 360 because 365, 5 days of gloom and doom. But we're the sunshine state, so at least you're able to sit outside and enjoy some good old fashioned vitamin D. Whereas up north, it's gloom and doom and cloudy and rainy and cold for, I don't know, what do you guys have, like 2 months of summer now?
Dude, I want to kill myself out of 9 months living up here.
Like and then always COVID, cold.
Dude, it sucks. It's horrible.
And then you guys complain. You guys complain about like the 1 week of like hot weather, and I see all
that was this week.
Y'all are so dramatic. It's been 110 here, probably for the past 2 months, and we're good. Like we just deal with it.
Dude, yesterday everyone I'm passing by, I'm like, it's 100 degrees. We're gonna fucking die. We're gonna die. Get inside.
God, I do miss I do miss y'all, Chicago. I got that whole y'all thing going now that I live down south, but I've been here for a few years now, so it's rubbing off. But y'all up north have this whole like drama queen situation. I low key miss that.
Well, you can visit. Feel free to visit, man.
I'll be there in a couple of weeks. I actually have my high school reunion. I graduated from Bartlett High School, so if anybody is in Bartlett, shout out.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Bartlett High School. What year did you graduate?
2003. So it's my 20-year reunion.
Do you know if most of the people in that class are dead or alive?
Oh my God. Are we that old, bro?
I'm just saying, man. It seems like a fair question.
As you know, from where even where you guys grew up, like a lot of people from at least our high school, like in the suburbs of Illinois and Chicago, like everybody kind of keeps track of everyone. Like we've all been
Yeah, yeah.
Facebook friends for so long. So I know, I know a lot of them still to this day, even if we've never haven't hung out since high school. We've been Facebook friends and followed each other's lives. I don't think everybody put two and two together though when they started to see the, whole high school reunion group made on Facebook. That conservative aunt was Anthony Raimondi, because I looked
Right,
so
right.
different in high school. I was like a little 120 pounds soaking wet, no beard. And they're like, holy shit, it's the same dude.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be a mind fuck for a lot of people, huh?
Yes, it is. I'm
So,
excited to see that.
wait, I'm excited. When did you blow up? Because you're such a like this polarizing public figure now on Instagram. I mean, you have such a following. I just been watching that shit grow. It's growing more than the Jeffrey Epstein Island celebrity list.
Yeah,
That's one way to put it.
yeah, that's for sure. I honestly like the same thing that I was telling you before, how we kind of were fed up and we left Illinois around that same time. I remember when Pritzker put Illinois on another 30-day lockdown, and it was like only essential businesses. You couldn't go to the barber. And at the same time, I was seeing riots happening all over the country, and people were out
Oh, right.
rioting for George Floyd. I'm
Yes,
not going to even
right.
I'm not even going to touch that subject, because I never do. And to be clear to everybody, I am not a black man, so I don't know what the black community goes through on an everyday basis, which is why I never touch the race subject, because I'm Italian, but I'm a white dude in the United States. I have a gay card, but I don't have the black card.
Are you
So
Sicilian?
no, because then I
Oh.
could use the black card, but
You
I am
definitely
not
could. Yeah.
Sicilian. No, so I didn't get mad about the protesting. I got mad about the rioting, and I got mad that there were people that were allowed to be outside shoulder to shoulder,
Yeah.
and we were having people die, and we weren't even allowed to go to their funerals or visit them in the hospital. People died alone in hospitals. So I did a video one night where I was just straight up pissed off, and it was like an ant rant. It was me at dinner, at my dinner table. I slammed my knuckles on the table, and I'm like, are you mean to tell me that I can't go do this and I can't go do, and there's people all over
Yeah.
the place doing this? And I woke up the next day and the video like blew up,
Holy
and
shit.
I was like, damn. Now, a little backstory: I did go to radio and broadcasting school in Illinois Media School. Shout out to them.
Shout out, hey.
um Before I started blowing up on social media, I just never did anything with it. So I kind of already had the understanding of how to podcast and stuff, but I didn't. After I got my certificate, I didn't do anything. COVID brought out the me again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I just continued on with my content, kept doing what I was doing, and I just kept getting bigger and bigger. And then I met some bigger content creators, artists, singers, people that have been in the industry that started following me and gave me some pointers. And they're like, you need to be on every single platform. TikTok ain't it. Spread out on Instagram, spread out on Twitter, spread out on YouTube, do all these things. And I did. And the rest is history.
Yeah, that's one of the well, congratulations, first of all. I mean, that's awesome to
Thank
see you
you.
blow up like that. But
Thanks.
do you think that without social media you would be who you are? So let's say this pandemic happened like, I don't know, 20 years ago. Like what does that look like, you think? How do people like
Oh,
reach the masses?
I,
Like
I, I think it would have been a totally different pandemic had it been 20 years ago. I think that social media, I think the reason why they're so afraid of social media is because it's good
who's
in
they, real quick?
the government. I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
world government, not only the United States government. I feel like the world governments, because we're seeing a lot of stuff where Canada is they're not able to share American news anymore. Just from personal experience, when I was in Italy, I wasn't able to log on to like Fox News or Newsmax or OAN,
Whoa.
any right leaning with my phone. The IP address was blocked. So
Holy
they
shit.
they don't want us to connect. And I think that had this happened 20 years ago, first of all, the political climate was a lot different,
Yeah.
and we depended on the newspaper. We
Yep.
people depended 20 years ago on, Nightline, your Channel 7 news, during dinner. And I'm willing to bet, bro, I think if this happened 20 years ago, I would say probably close to 100% of the population would probably be vaccinated. I think probably most people would not be a Trump supporter. I think that they would all probably be more liberal minded, because there was not many outlets to do research and to make decisions for yourself.
Yeah, we know who runs, like, the majority who runs the fucking media. I mean, it's
Oh
mostly
yeah.
all paid for by big pharma,
Oh, 100%, dude. Big pharma,
right?
big pharma is, they want to keep you sick. 100%, and
Oh yeah, dude.
they want you to trust, like, bro. We can go on. I have a conspiracy podcast, by the way, guys. I'll tell you about it later. But
Yeah, yeah.
it's insane to me, because as I continue to do research, look, I was just in again another country, and the things that our FDA here in the United States allows us to ingest, and
Mm-hmm.
we've been eating and drinking stuff that is literally chemicals for decades. This is
Oh yeah.
nothing brand new. This is not a Trump issue. This is not a Biden issue. It's not an Obama issue. I mean, it is because they were the presidents, but I think that I think it's even above them. I don't think they like you and me, even if we became president, I don't think we can even have control over that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't think so either, man. Yeah, it's just like they're
It's just like the
puppeteer.
CDC, the World Health Organization, I think is World Health Organization, stuff like that is kind of ran by the presidents and the leaders, but like the FDA, bro, oh my god. If oh, there's so much. If you just knew, and shout out to my cousin Mirella, because she was preaching this stuff on vaccines before vaccine, like before COVID,
Oh, is that right?
to my entire family, and I was like, "Girl, you're crazy. Just get your kids vaccinated." She's like, "No, Aunt, you need to see this," and I started to kind of research some stuff. Do you know that when we were like, I'm an 80s kid, okay? So I was born in 85, even 90s kids, same thing.
I'm
We
88.
had a fraction of the vaccines when we were kids as opposed to a baby born today. Like the list is quadrupled. And the stuff that they're putting in your kids is super sketchy. I mean, you're talking about stuff like that you find in Clorox bleach, and this is not even a conspiracy. You can look this up, really look at ingredients that are in vaccinations. And you wanted us to put something in our body. And this, I'm not even I'm not even 100% anti. I never was 100% anti vax for anything. I'm just more cautious now.
Oh, same here. That's one thing the pandemic did, man. When they started fucking offering me like a case of beer to get a fucking vaccine, I'm
Bro.
like, okay, something sketchy here.
Oh, bro, dude,
What?
I think what did me in was when I see was it the mayor or the governor of New York sitting on live TV eating a fucking cheeseburger and
Oh,
fries
you
and
gotta
saying,
love it.
you can have a free cheeseburger. Like, y'all, this is
How
cringe.
crazy is that
Oh
shit?
my god, if you're following this, like, look, all I asked for out of America, I all I wanted was for us to just have the choice and decision to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you start putting people, and that's why I think 20 years ago it would have been completely different, because 20 years ago, I don't think they would have had to back people into a corner. I think that people would have just believed whatever they said. Whereas now that people have been researching and have the ability to research, and then you add in the factor that you locked the entire country down for 30 days plus, and
Crazy.
we all decided to become independent journalists and start reading up on stuff and waking up, and we're like, hold on, you're teaching our kids what? You're putting what into our bodies? You're trying to do what? Wait, this politician is connected to what organization? Oh Lord. And so
Yeah,
they
dude.
kind of created a perfect storm, because now people are like, hold up, wait a minute, you got me fucked up.
Dude, there's like this huge backlog now. It's like, all right, you lied clearly with the vaccine. Take the vaccine and you can't spread it and you can't get it. Well, I feel like fucking Maury. Well, that turns out to be a lie. You are the father or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so now there's this huge backlog. Like, what can I trust and what can't I trust? So now they did a real good job of making, I would say, the average person way more hesitant in trusting who the fuck they are, the government.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really wished, Jay, that like this would have been the time that liberals, independents, conservatives, all parties would have came together just as straight up Americans and been like, yeah, we're not doing that.
For sure.
Like it, if I don't want to do something, it's just so hard to wrap my mind around because a lot of like women, like feminists and like those movements and stuff. By the way, I respect any movement that is peaceful and normal and like not
Sure.
insane, but like where's the original feminists that were like my body my choice, right? I'm pro-life, but it's okay to be pro-life and it's also okay to be pro-choice. I don't agree with pro-choice, but it's not my that's not my my fight to have. Like if I can only fight for pro-lifers, but you have to fight for what you believe in. So if that's pro-choice, then boo-boo, do you. But just be normal about it and just explain it and articulate it in the right way. So these people, my point being, before I digress, my point being is, if these people can fight for, women having the choice of their bodies, why couldn't we have the choice in our body and what we put into our body? If you're telling me that this vaccine protects you,
Yeah.
and it's going to protect me, me if I take it, well, what the hell do you care if I don't take it? As long as you're protected. If I don't want it in my body, then I'm doomed, right? Well, that's fine then. Let me be doomed. Nobody's standing over anyone's shoulder when they're dropping hits of acid, right? So
Shout out to acid.
shout out to the acid lovers. But do you get it? Am I talking in circles? I feel like I'm crazy.
No, you're talking like you're very rational. And after like talking to you for just like 20 minutes, dude, like you seem like you have a pretty good head on your shoulders. And it's like, how could people come
Thanks.
at you in such a heinous way? Like you're very open. You're a gay man.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you see things from like all angles more than the normal person would, I would say. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful point though. It's like your body, your choice. But when it comes to a vaccine, you better fucking get that shit or I'm going to kill you. You're the problem.
Right. You're killing people's grandmothers. Well, I thought your grandmother was vaccinated, bro. Like, what do you mean I'm killing your grandmother? I don't even, A, I don't know that bitch, but B, if you really,
rude anyways.
Hey, I'm a comedian too, so if you get offended easily, you can sit down. No, but really, I mean, honestly, it's like, and this is what I'm saying, I'm an I'd like to say I'm an ex-liberal, but I still have liberal thought in me. I'm a 2-time Obama voter. I voted for Obama because, as you know, coming from a place like Chicago, we have a really big gay population in Chicago. Shout out to Boys Town, Lakeview. It's a great neighborhood. Well, it was a great neighborhood. Crime is high now, but when I was going to Boys Town, I mean, the gay community did great things for that neighborhood in Wrigleyville and Lakeview and Roscoe Village and all the surrounding towns. They really like brought that to what it needed to be, meaning you can't afford an apartment on top of any of those bars because they're probably in the millions. I mean, it is a beautiful neighborhood, and gay people know how to do things right when they want to do it right. But at the same time, they're I don't know if it's the new generation, bro. I don't know what the Gen Z generation I think they try to be so inclusive that they're
TikTok,
almost
bro.
alienating themselves.
Maybe.
And I got bashed by the gay. Oh,
Whoa.
how can
Whoa.
you side with Donald Trump? I'm like, bro, we sided with Obama for fucking 8 years. Tell me one time that Obama did anything for this fucking community. Once.
Weren't they against the Obamas? Weren't they against? I know Hillary was
They were
against
against gay marriage.
gay marriage, right?
They sure were. People are like, oh, well, when you bring that up, they're like, well, anybody can change their minds. Okay. Let me give you this. Anybody can change their minds. Great. So is Biden. Biden's the most racist president we've ever had, and he also doesn't believe in gay marriage. I'll give this little tidbit for you. What sold me on Donald Trump was when I was voting, or when Donald Trump came around, I was like, I like this guy because he's a real motherfucker. He's like everybody else. He doesn't want a paycheck from us. And I said, I'm wondering what he's going to do for the gay community, right? That guy wanted to eliminate AIDS, the AIDS pandemic. He wanted it gone. Okay. And the way that he came at it was, I want because there was a war on big pharma, right? Prescription drugs.
Right.
He made it a point to lower, because HIV medication is super expensive. I don't know if anybody knows that. I don't think people do, but HIV medication is super expensive. And Donald Trump actively made it a point to lower the cost of HIV medication and make it readily available to it affects, not only does it affect the gay community, but if you research HIV and AIDS, it actually affects the Black community hugely.
Right, right.
So that directly, he's directly doing something for not only the gay community but the Black community. So he lowered that, not to mention insulin and other things that were super expensive that he brought down for people. So I thought to myself, wow, that's fucking awesome. And this is supposed to be somebody who's homophobic. You're not selling me on the homophobia thing.
Yeah, it's so interesting to see this all play out because, people will just change on you in the drop of a hat depending on what party you
Yeah.
run for.
Yeah.
Right? Cuz wasn't Trump originally blue?
He was a Democrat. He went to independent. And because
And I think Oprah loved him, and like a bunch of these
dude, they all loved
left people. Yeah, dude. And then
people
all of a
couldn't
sudden
wait to blow this guy to get into the to be invited to one of his parties at Mar-a-Lago. Are you
You're
kidding
not fucking
me?
kidding. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they found out that he's running Republican, and all of a sudden he becomes a racist. He hates gays. He's like hate, 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 hate. You know?
You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why.
Please.
I believe, and I'm sorry that I'm doing a lot of talking. I believe that people believe, and the media has made people believe that the Republican Party, okay, is the old Republican, your granddaddy's Republican Party, the old white guys that are homophobic, sexist, racist, all the things, right? I think what Donald Trump did was he showed that somebody who's an independent can be a Republican and can call out all of the bullshit, okay? When somebody says, why are you Republican? I'm like, I'm really not a Republican. I'm a conservative. Well, what are you conserving? Well, I'm conserving the Constitution of the United States, because without that, no liberal, no Democrat, no independent, no conservative or Republican would have the ability to even be on TikTok or to be on Instagram and spread your
so
message.
True.
So we kind of need the Constitution, brah.
Yeah.
And it's like, why wouldn't you want a gay conservative or a Black conservative or a Latino conservative to be part of the Republican Party to reshape all of the things that you hated about the Republican Party that your grandparents did? So, yeah, I'm a gay conservative, but like, if they come for your rights as a gay person, 100% I'm going to back you. And if I was part of the the House or the Senate and I was a conservative and that came to me, I would have 100% tried to save the gay agenda, whatever, the gay bills, within reason, because I think there's a lot of shit that's crazy. They've gotten really with like this whole gender ideology and sex change surgery that I'm not with that.
Dude, there's so many crazy ideologies, and this is one thing that I'm getting worried about, dude, is just like people are so quick to just give up their freedoms and just like whatever they see on the internet, like they don't even do their own fucking research most of the time. They see a headline or see a TikTok reel, and like that becomes pavement. That's it.
Well,
Where does this come from, dude?
what we were talking about before, up the top. And here's another little conspiracy for your listeners. Okay,
Hell yeah, we love that.
if you Google something, first of all, Google is the most prominent search engine on everybody's phone, everybody's laptop, everybody's computer, right? Everybody always says, oh, "You're so stupid. Google it." And you're like, okay. Google has been
All right.
controlling what you can search for years.
Dude, that was one of my conspiracies too. I'm like, how do we even know what if we type in Google if they're gonna shoot out every single answer
They,
possible? What if it's filtered?
dude, it's
You
100%
fucking
filtered.
know.
During the Trump administration, if you were to Google some of the bills he passed, you couldn't even find them
It's
unless you
pretty
used
gross.
another search engine like DuckDuckGo. And I'm like,
The
this is
fuck
a
is
bill that was
DuckDuckGo?
passed. This was a bill that was passed for the American people. This should be public record, and it shouldn't be that hard to find.
That's wild.
So the lazy people, and it's not even, I really don't want to say lazy because I really do believe that everybody like wants to search things.
I'll
So
say it. You fucking lazy people.
yeah, they're all fucking lazy. So the second they Google something and it doesn't show, they're like, ah, that's not true. And you're like, okay,
Right,
not
right.
true.
Oh my
And
god, dude.
and to go back to Donald Trump and the racist thing, y'all got on Donald Trump for eating a fucking taco bowl on a fucking plane, but y'all don't go after Hillary Clinton for pulling out hot sauce as at a radio show with black people. Y'all are sick.
Dude, it doesn't follow the narrative. You can't.
I know.
You
Or
can't.
Despacito when I almost called him Brandon when Biden came out.
Go Brandon.
when he came out at a Mexican summit and started playing, or a Mexican whatever it was, and he started playing Despacito. I'm like, oh my god, like I wanted to crawl under my bed. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm like, Despacito isn't even Mexican, it's Puerto Rican. Oh my god, oh my god.
Dude, he's a fucking comedian.
Oh my god,
He's a
dude.
comedian, doesn't even know it.
Oh my god, right. It's all pandering. They like to put us all in a box, you know.
Yeah. That's one of the things I'm worried about as well. There's a lot of worry going on. Do you think this gets better or what, man? Like what's your future outlook? Oh, let's skip that. Just an evil laugh, dude.
I don't know. I honestly like. I've been seeing a lot of videos online now for people after Trump was, we have his mugshot now. I think that was the stupidest thing that they could have done. Here's the bigger picture. The reason why it's such a big deal is these people that you're seeing these mugshots for, which is Trump's lawyers and Donald Trump. Yeah. This was for questioning the outcome of an election, which at the end of the day, when Hillary Clinton lost, she also questioned the outcome of an election.
True,
she denied the outcome of what happened during her election season. She went on multiple shows and she actually never even accepted it, like, at all. Karine Jean-Pierre, which I like to call Jean Paul Gaultier, she has publicly denied the election results publicly. So what this means is, if they can arrest Donald Trump and all of his people for denying, quote unquote, the outcome of an election, or just questioning the election, that can happen to any American. That means that the government has complete control over what you can ask and question. That should be, fucking Americans should be scared. 100% scared. That is to, like, complete and utter banana republic, totalitarianism. That is the kind of shit that you see in China. That's the kind of shit you see in Venezuela. Anytime I talk to anybody that is from a place like Cuba or Venezuela, because there's a lot here in Florida, they're like, oh my God, what I'm seeing is what I saw in my country. This is insane.
Yeah, dude, it's hilarious because they're the ones that are just like, I see what the fuck is going on right now. You stay away from that shit. What are you guys doing? Why are you allowing that? The first ones to say it.
Right.
Yeah. Wild.
Oh, it's and that's why I'm always, it's like I try to look at both sides of the coins on this, and it's like, listen, I am a conservative, but this means something for all Americans. So that means that if they ever put laws into effect, okay, the government, fuck Trump, fuck Biden, if our Congress ever puts laws to effect, whoever has control that states that you can't do X, Y, and Z, and that goes directly against your First Amendment or the Constitution in any way, but they put some type of weird loop-de-loop law into effect. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, liberals, if a conservative is running the country and they want to flip the script on you, you're next.
Dude, I feel like the powers that be, that's why they love Sleepy Joe in The Office, because they have complete control over this guy. Complete control. You
Mm-hmm.
know, he's like the curious case of the fucking Walking Dead. He's like at most of his conferences, he's not even awake. No shit, they found cocaine in the White House. How else are you going to keep that dude like a little bit awake? With some yayo, of course.
Yeah. Here's my question. Yo, where's the fucking dealer at? Like, nobody asked how he.
It's fucking Hunter,
Like,
dude.
I know, I get it, but like, who's the main guy? That's a video. I got to do a video on that. Like, okay, we're like, okay, we all know that it was Hunter or somebody in the immediate circle, but like, I was thinking to myself right away, I'm like, yo, who sold him a ball? Like, who
China.
was like, yo, Hunter? Right, I want to meet the dealer now. If it's smugglers from Mexico, hey, that's crazy. Like, that's a big problem. People should probably worry about that. I
Listen,
just want
dude,
to know who the dealer is.
they have a weak link. Like, if we're talking about China, they literally have the weak link that they're looking for, and that's Hunter Biden. Like, dude, you want, okay, offer him what, $20 million? That dude will say yes, and you have fucking an inside person.
Yeah.
It is the president's son,
Yeah, for sure.
and China can manipulate the fuck out of him.
Well, yeah, and dude, it's so much.
It's so bad.
It's like so much.
Took too much. Took too much.
Look, where we're at right now, it's like Hunter Biden should if y'all arrested Trump, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why you're like, where are we gonna end up?
Yeah.
We're at the spot right now. What I was saying before I digress is like, we are already seeing the tides are turning because there's people who usually would typically vote for Joe Biden or whatever Democrat, and they're like, yo, this is crazy. And now they're going to like Trump even more because they're like, yo, he's just a normal person. I've been arrested before too. I have a mugshot. Like, people are posting their fucking mugshots, like their real mugshots on Twitter. And I'm like, whoa. This many people have their own mugshot. Now, I just posted one on my Instagram. If y'all want to go see it, I tweeted it and posted on my Instagram. I did like the fake mock-up like Trump did, where I put myself in front of that wall with the Fulton County police badge on it.
You selling t-shirts or coffee mugs?
Yeah, dude, I already knew within like, honestly, I saw t-shirts go up within 10 minutes. That's not my style. I'm just not going to put that on my shop because there's going to be so much of it.
Oh, yeah.
But that is the perfect t-shirt. I mean, come on. I got to buy one.
Yeah. So many people are going to be wearing that for the election.
Oh, 100%, dude. 100%.
Just, I want to get back to Joe, man. I mean, the dude is just so fucking incoherent, and it's like he's clearly being taken advantage of for his age. And it reminds me of like when kids get back from public school, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you, there's no way that he can run again. Like, what do you think the operation is that they force this man to run again? He is a fucking 120-year-old crypt keeper. There's no way he can travel or make.
He said crypt keeper.
For sure, bro.
Oh man. Listen, the guy, did you see the Trump interview with Tucker Carlson?
No.
Oh my god, dude, you got
I'll watch it.
I encourage all of you to go watch it. He's asked the same question that you just asked me about Joe Biden, and he's like, the guy is walking on toothpicks. And I'm like, oh my god. Like, it's true. Like, the guy can't even walk.
No.
And I'm gonna roughly quote Trump here. He's like, and then I don't know what the obsession is with you with the media showing him on the beach. He looks terrible. The guy looks terrible. They constantly have him on the beach. Trump said, and I quote, he said, "Have you tried to walk through sand before? It's very hard to walk through." He can't even walk through sand. He can't even lift up a beach chair, which is, I don't know, 2 ounces. He can't even lift up a beach chair.
Trump's timing is unmatched.
Impeccable. Oh my dude, he's so good. But it's so true though. Like, it's sad. I mean, it's sad because our world leaders are fucking laughing at us, which is why we have China surrounding the seas around Alaska. We have all kinds of border security issues. They all know. They know. They're like, this is our time. This is our time to take advantage of the United States. And if you start seeing little China guys just parachuting out of the sky, bro, you better be fucking ready.
I've seen that movie, except they were Russians in that movie. Red Dawn.
Yeah, well,
you know,
it'll be little China guys. And I would say guys or girls, but unlike America, where we're all inclusive, true. Russia, China, all these countries, they don't put females in the military. They put guys. While Russia is deadlifting fucking Jeep Wranglers, y'all are worried about pronouns here in the United States.
Hell yeah, brother.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, dude, no, you're right. We're so consumed by this, I guess just whatever fucking story hits the media, everyone comes consumed with, and it just so happens to be this transgender, which I don't even know how it's getting so much leeway.
Oh.
You know, because it's like, dude,
it's divisive. That's why
the topics, they don't even fucking make sense. Like what they're arguing about, it doesn't even make it, like, to a rational person. Yeah. There's no science behind it. It makes zero sense.
The people that love science.
So why are we giving it the time of day? And it's literally everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, the people that love science, right? Masks work, vaccines work, science, trust the science, 3 weeks to flatten the curve. But there's more than 2 genders though. There's 87 genders. So as a gay man, I always say, like, I'm part of the OG gay community because it was LGB. It was you're lesbian, gay, or bisexual. I don't have anything against the trans community. I've had many trans friends before, but my trans friends from the OG community, they literally just wanted to fly under the radar. Like, they wanted to pass.
Different, dude. Yeah,
they wanted to pass as women.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they wanted to pass as men or women. They didn't do. Now, you know, a 300-pound pig puts on lipstick and wears a wig, and he's like, "I'm going into the women's bathroom and pissing next to your daughters." Like, I'm a woman.
We're gonna have to cut that.
Oh, we have to cut it.
No, I'm just kidding, dude.
Am I wrong, bro?
No, you're fucking spot on.
Now, if you and all of y'all go follow my girl Blair White.
What's up, Blair?
Blair is a trans conservative. She is fucking drop dead gorgeous. All right. She passes as a woman. She looks like a woman. She's a woman. In my mind, when I see her, I'm like, woman.
Yeah.
That's what a true trans person that is like, that's what they want. They just wanted to pass, and not these new trans people. They just want to do whatever the fuck they want to do because they know that they can get the, I don't know, maybe it's clout, maybe it's internet clout. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, glorification or clout, some shit like that. They just, dude, you can't have, I don't like saying you can't have, but probably you cannot have, like, within 2 years, a spike of fucking 50,000 people become transgender. I don't know. That seems a little off.
Yeah.
And those aren't real numbers, but it's really fucking high, whatever the numbers are.
100%. And how are you going to sit there and tell me that there are children in homes that all of a sudden the probability of having 4 kids in your household and 3 are gay, lesbian, or trans, all of a sudden, how the fuck does that work out?
It doesn't work out.
Unless you're pushing it on them. Unless you're pushing it. 100%. Correct. Like, that's just not a thing. Like, bro, it drives me nuts. Like, I was raised just to be a kid. I was raised just to be a boy. Whatever my decision was after that was my decision after that. My
Sure.
parents' job was to keep me safe,
Yeah.
educated,
Yeah.
fed, clothed, and that was it. Okay? They didn't push straight ideology on me. They didn't push gay ideology on me. They didn't even talk about sex. All right. So when I became sexually active or started to know what sex was, I think I was maybe a 14-year-old or 14-year-old boy or something.
Yeah.
You just go through your life
Mm-hmm.
as just experimenting and doing different things. And then what you liked, you liked. Nobody
That's what
pushed it on me.
that's what bothers me, man, is the pushing and the talking of such a fucking young age, dude. Why do 5-year-olds need to know about anything sexual?
Right.
Anything. And I guess the devil's advocate argument is like, well, if you can catch it before they hit puberty, they'll have a much happier life and they'll feel like they're in their body. That's what the argument is, I believe.
And it's so false, dude. It messes them up even more. I can't even say it on here because I don't want them to listen to this rate. Well, I actually don't care. We have some kind of family member. I'm not going to say who. They're a lesbian couple and they're super liberal and they have 2 boys. Do you know
Mm-hmm.
that both of those boys dress like a girl?
Oof.
Dress like girls. They're 4 and 8.
Oof. Yeah.
Okay? You cannot tell me that you had 2 biological kids that decided to wake up one day and put
Yeah.
on a fucking dress unless you bought the fucking dress for them.
Facts.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because I didn't wake up wanting. Look, there was a time I remember, I'll never forget this. I was about 5 years old. I was jumping on my parents' bed. I had my mom's nightgown on.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was just jumping with the nightgown on. I've never told this story before. I was jumping with the nightgown on because I liked that it was flowy. I remember in
Sure.
my mind, I was like, so flowy, but like in a kid's mind, not as like I like to wear dresses, right?
Uh-huh.
And my mom was peeking around the corner, kind of like at like a mom does, where she's like, oh my God, this is so cute. I got to watch this because there was no
Yeah.
phones then.
Yep.
And I caught her eye midair and I fell off the bed and I like spooked myself and I fell off the bed. She's like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, I'm sorry. And she's like, no, but what are you doing? I was like, I just wanted to jump on the bed. She didn't mention the nightgown. She didn't mention anything about it. And it wasn't like every time we went to the store from then on out, she was like, do you want me to buy you a nightgown because you were jumping on the bed with a nightgown? Does that mean you want to be a girl? No. We just never talked about it because I was just a kid jumping on the bed and I fucking had her like big fucking deal. But now they'd be like, oh my God, Anthony, you like nightgowns? You like to wear, you want to wear more nightgowns? You want to go to the store and buy more nightgowns?
Do you want to go take hormones and change your sex?
Correct. Yes.
Right?
Do you want to be castrated at 7? Oh, great.
I have a similar story, dude. Like when I was young, I must have been like around 8 years old. And whenever we went to my cousin's house, dude, they would always dress me up as a girl, put lipstick on me, dresses on me, yada, yada, short shorts. And dude, everyone thought it was the funniest fucking thing.
Yeah.
So I was strictly doing it just for laughs.
Yeah.
You know?
You didn't know that. Yeah. Of course.
I didn't know that, dude. And that's where it left off. That's what it was. It's like they dressed me up. We all got laughs. There were pictures. Ha, ha, ha. And then it was done. There wasn't like this pushing, oh, he might actually be a woman. We should probably and you know what? The fucked up thing is that I don't think doctors are allowed to even combat that anymore. If you bring it up, right? They're not.
No, they're not.
Or therapists or anything.
And that's what's so those are like your story might like 2 great points that are like imagine that happening to me or you now, and we had parents that were like trying to be inclusive.
Oof, man, I didn't even think about that, dude. That's god damn.
Right, and that's what's happening, Jay. That's what's happening. So what if I instead of just being a gay man, if that was pushed like it is today on me, what if I would have transitioned when I was 14 years old?
You're gonna trust your parents too. They're gonna be like, here. Take these pills. You start taking these pills, dude.
100%. These are the people you trust. These are your
Dude,
parents.
that's crazy. Because I'm a straight man and I was dressing up like a woman, and like if they saw
Right.
that, because I did it more than once.
But
You
you were
know,
doing it not because it was you were doing it for the kick. Like you were doing it because it was making people laugh. You were playing, just playing. It was just play. It was innocent kid playing. That's it.
but then
There
but
was
then you
no
have these parents, dude.
ideology in your mind as a kid
Right.
behind it.
Correct. And
The
then you have these
parent,
parents. Yeah, they're
right?
like, we can. This is some clout. Maybe we can get some views for this shit. Like
Or we
people
want to
are
be
strictly
super
thinking about
inclusive.
that.
Yeah, we want to be super inclusive. It's not being inclusive. You're a fucking psycho. Okay?
Oof.
You're a psycho. I'll never forget too. I have one more story for the listeners. I was that little boy that liked to play with all toys, but I really liked Barbies. I really liked them. I
Hey, dude, I
just
like Barbies too. I'm not even lying.
okay. I liked to dress them up. I whatever. I liked to like do the whole like scenario thing with them, like her walking around and shit. I liked it. Whatever. My mom was the type of person where she was like, it's a toy, like it doesn't fucking matter. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Whereas, I had an old school father who was like, that's a girl's toy, you know that. And that's fine. Like that's the generation he came from. But I'll never forget sitting in the back seat and we rolled up to McDonald's one night and they had the Barbie and Hot Wheels. And I'm all the way in the back of the Ford Aerostar van. My parents are in the front seat. My mom is always ordering at across my dad, right? He kind of leans back and she's ordering. We're like,
Right.
welcome to McDonald's. Yeah. She's like, yeah, we'll have the hamburger, cheeseburger kids meal. Okay, do you want Hot Wheels or Barbie? And she looks back and I go, Barbie. And she's like, we'll do the Barbie kids meal. My dad's like, Barbie. She's like, he has all the Hot Wheels. He wants the Barbie one. He's like, whatever. But now put yourself in that scenario today from these parents nowadays. It goes from Barbie. Now they're only going to buy their kids Barbie. They're only going to bring them down the girls' aisle. They're only going to buy them princess stuff. They're only going to buy them X, Y, and Z girl stuff. Now that kid wants to transition because you've put that ideology in his head. For me, it was a toy is a toy is a toy. So we would walk down every toy aisle. Sometimes I ended up leaving with a Hot Wheel. Sometimes I ended up leaving with the G.I. Joe. Sometimes a Barbie. It didn't matter. But there was no further pressing on sexual ideology because it
Crazy.
had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
It was a
Fucking
kid
crazy,
being a
dude.
kid that wanted a toy. That was it. Point blank, simple.
Dude,
And that's my rant.
we're actually pretty similar, man. Because I have a scenario like that as well, dude. Maybe
Okay, okay,
I might be gay. I might actually be coming
Maybe
out as gay on this podcast right now. The
maybe
more
you're
that we're
bi.
talking, I'm like, oh Jesus. We have so many similarities. But dude, I was hanging out with my best friend at the time, and it was roughly around the same age that I was getting dressed up as a girl. So I was like 8, 9, 10, around that age. And we would go to Toys R Us every fucking weekend and we would buy these wrestling action figures. Okay. And we would
Okay.
take those, go back home, wrestle a little bit. Now, my friend had a sister who was a little bit younger, and her room was a couple doors down from my friend Nick's room. We were upstairs and her name was Kelly. And I'm like, I'm going to go hang out with your sister for a little bit. I don't know. I just like them both. It was like my
Yeah.
second family, right? So I would go into her room and she would have the huge fucking dollhouse and had a shit ton of Barbies,
Yeah.
The Corvette and everything. I'm like,
Love it.
all right, let's play some Barbies. I'll play with this. This is fine. So
Yeah.
I would play Barbies with her for a little bit. And then I would move back to play to wrestling, dude. There was nothing sexual about that.
That's what I'm saying. Because I remember when I collected every single Ninja Turtle. I collected every single superhero. When I was a teenager, I was hardcore Chicago Bulls fan. Like, I had every single Chicago Bulls basketball card. Like, that's boy shit.
Yeah.
But the thing today is the one time the kid picks up something of a girl,
Yeah.
automatically, we're trans. What about the tomboys? I know tons of women who were such tomboys when they were kids, and they are happily married. They have children. They're like, I'm not bi or gay at all. I was just a tomboy. Well, what if your parents made you transition to want to be a man?
Dude, that's a good point. I feel like that one we should, like, as a as a culture, like, dig a little bit deeper into that,
Uh-huh.
because girls want to be their dad, like, a lot of times, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
that means nothing about their sexuality. A lot of girls want to be like daddy and work in the garage, and it doesn't mean you need to. Oh, they're in the wrong body. They're a man. Let's get this person
Right.
on some hormones and add a penis to them.
Right. Well, you can't add a penis. Have you seen this situation that they do
I
down
have
there?
not. I have not.
Oh my god! It's
Is
like,
it disturbing? I'd
oh,
imagine.
yeah. They're well, both. I've seen both. It's super disturbing, 100%. But
Look like
that's a
chewed
great
up bubble
point.
gum.
It look well. They take first of all, they take skin from your forearm to try to create a penis. And so, if you look at any trans surgeries of females that are transitioning to a male, they
Uh-huh.
have to get that skin from somewhere. So
Yeah.
these people have permanent wounds, permanent scars from their wrist to their elbow of no skin or muscle tissue because they use the entire forearm muscle and skin to create a fake penis that doesn't even function.
And you're allowed to make this decision at there's
14,
no
15.
age limit on this.
According to like Boston University and all these super liberal fucking hospitals, no.
So you can make a drastic change like that, but you cannot legally get a tattoo on your body.
Correct. And you can't buy cigarettes now until you're 21. You can't drink until you're 21. Correct.
Where the fuck is this? Dude, I honestly feel
It
like
seems
I'm
super
living in a
common sense,
goddamn
right?
circus.
I know. It seems like the way we're taught, like the way we think seems super common sense. And it's
Yes.
like, yeah, no, it's fucking wild, dude. And that's what. And look, if anybody out there wants to follow a really great organization, Gays Against Groomers, I used to be a part of the organization. I still am a huge supporter. I just had a lot going on in my life, so I just stepped back a little bit. But I used to create. I used to be a collaborator, and I used to be the Southwest Florida chapter lead. Gays Against Groomers are LGBT that is against the gender ideology, right? So it's grooming. We're against the grooming of children. They have shirts that say "Save the Tomboy." They have you follow them on multiple different platforms, whether it's Twitter, Instagram. I think they have a Facebook page as well. Hundreds of thousands of followers. It's a great organization. So if you
Awesome,
want to
man.
find like-minded LGBT support, or you want to understand a little bit more, there is an LGBT group that is against this. So it's called,
What a great group. Awesome.
Gays Against Groomers.
Dude, do you think that there's like a world agenda or something at play here?
Yeah, I mean that goes into big pharma because you're gonna forever need medical attention. It's a pill that you have to take for your entire life, whether it's the transition of a woman or a man. The
It seems like
surgeries,
everything under the scope like always leads back to big pharma and then money, obviously.
100%, 100%, and the hospitals. I mean, that's the same thing with COVID. We heard now later that COVID was hospitals and doctors were getting money per COVID patient, so they
Yes.
would literally put down there that you died of COVID
You got
or
hit
that
by a
you
car, you're dying, you have
COVID.
COVID.
Yep, I had a police officer at the time during COVID reach out to me, and he had severe anxiety and PTSD because they sent him on paddy wagon duty or the morgue. I don't know if it was a paddy wagon filled with dead bodies, but it was the morgue. And he said that there were people that had died in car accidents, gunshot situations, and every single person's name had the cause of death was COVID-19.
Oh, come on, man. The money incentive, right? Because they get bonuses.
Correct. And he said, ethically, I can't do this anymore. And he
Good for
left.
those people that say that. I know a lot of nurses as well that fucking left because they're just like, I just cannot do this.
Yeah.
This is just too much. This is too fucked.
Yeah, it is.
There's two more topics I want to touch with you if you don't mind.
Sure.
Cool. The first one is Hawaii, the Hawaii situation.
Yeah.
I guess my piece I want to say is obviously everyone in Hawaii, I'm praying for you. I hope everything's okay and, gets better from here on out. But what I've been seeing is just so much tragedy, dude. And I want to know, why is there fucking money to go to Ukraine, and why is there not money to go to Hawaii? Like, and why aren't other countries sending us aid? You know what I mean?
Well, that's exactly what Donald Trump wanted. That's one of the points that Donald Trump wanted to make on the World Forum was, why are we paying more for everybody else's protection when they're not paying their portion? As somebody who went through a massive hurricane last year, my very first hurricane, being a new Floridian, I knew this was going to happen to Hawaii because we got the same response, which was nothing. We got the same response when it came to FEMA, Red Cross, all of them.
Yep.
$700, people had no homes. And I'm like, how is a family of 5 that you, FEMA, just took over all of our hotels to help us, but really you're not helping us because you're kicking people out of their houses. So where the fuck do you want them to go?
Despicable.
Yeah, disgusting. And I trust me, whenever that bitch saw me come around the next street during Hurricane Ian, she's like, oh, this motherfucker again. I said, what is your fat ass doing over here? I told you to get out of our fucking hotels. And she's like, listen, we're here because we're trying. I'm like, you're not here. I said, all you do is drop supplies off in abandoned parking lots and let it rot in the sun and take a picture that you dropped it off, and then you're kicking people out of their fucking homes. And I said, how do you sleep with yourself at night? That's exactly what I told them.
Good for you, man.
Oh, dude. And it was just, I knew when I said, oh, Lord, I know what's going to happen to those poor people. And I pray for Hawaii every single day. But I think that anybody that lives really anywhere in the United States, we're resilient. We come together as people. Beyond politics, down here in Southwest Florida, we came together, we hugged each other, we didn't give a fuck who you voted for, it didn't matter, we were helping you regardless. I think Hawaiians are even more resilient because they're essentially literally on their own island. I think those people have had their land stolen because the United States is a fucking bully, and they're going to make it through. They're going to do it, not the government. Hawaiians, Americans are going to do it. And you mark my words on that one, because I see a lot of support from people on social media that are donating to. Guys, do not donate to Red Cross. Samaritan's Purse is pretty good, but look for individual groups and organizations, whether it be churches or individual people that are helping individual families that you can get tangible names from. Those are who you want to donate to.
Appreciate that. Damn, man. Yeah. Well, do you think that
and I don't want to get into conspiracies on that because
I was just about to ask.
It's a 50-50 issue. So I don't know what happened. I've seen videos, I've seen, the government thing, but I also know how hurricanes work. And I know that they said it was a hurricane. Every single hurricane can bring different weather. Like, we didn't expect us to get 18-foot storm surges from this last hurricane that we got last year. Now we're waiting for another hurricane to hit us. Well, now they're telling us that there's over 32-foot waves coming off of the Gulf from this hurricane. So we don't know if it's going to be a wind event, a storm surge event, and if it's a wind event and then you have a fire that starts and then the wind, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. We could talk about it on my conspiracy show all day. I don't want to piss off some friends that I have that are from Hawaii that they've reached out to me and they're like, Aunt, it really was a hurricane. It really was the winds from the hurricane.
I got you.
But at the same time, my conspiracy mind is like, okay, yeah.
Conspiracy mind saying like, dude, it looked like a fucking X-Men was released, and he couldn't control his eyes.
It did. Dude. Y'all know, if y'all know me, you know where I stand on that. I also don't want to disrespect the American people, because I know a lot of people have families there, and so they're like, dude, the last thing I want to fucking hear is a conspiracy. So I get it, but if y'all follow me, you already know what I'm thinking.
Do you think the truth will come out as like time goes on with anything, really?
No. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, we have a lot of independent. You're an independent journalist. I'm an independent. I mean, nobody pays us to be podcasters or journalists, I guess.
Right.
We talk about this kind of stuff, and I think that it's going to be talked about. We're going to expose articles. We're going to expose things. Mainstream? No, probably not. And a
Yeah.
majority of the world watches mainstream and just believes it as fact. And so that's what we're going to be forever.
Yeah. One last thing, man. I really appreciate you doing this. This was awesome.
Of course.
The last thing I wanted to know is just like what your predictions for the election are going to be.
I think that Americans need to get out and vote, no matter what you think is going to happen, no matter what your mind is telling you, like, oh, it's going to be another. It doesn't matter. You have to get out and vote. Be vigilant. Call people out when you see them at the voting booths. If you see something fishy, see something, say something. I know it's like an old little term that everybody says, or phrase.
Do you
I
think
don't
this
know.
new COVID wave is going to affect how people vote?
Yes. I
Yeah.
think that this is definitely the voting variant, or I can't remember what some of my
That sounds, dude, what fucking timing? What
oh,
timing?
I mean, but the American people see it, Jay. They see it. I know that they see it. They're starting to see it. Trust me. It's not going to go well. It's not going to go well not for us. I don't think it's going to go well for them. And I hope we have a little bit of like a revolution. I'm not telling anybody to do anything violent. I'm just saying, like, I just hope vocally we have a revolution where we all like stand up together and we're like,
Oh, dude,
no.
I saw you post you posted something about that September 1st strike.
Yeah, so of course there's a couple of holes in that too. I thought that it was a great idea where nobody works that day, nobody pays for things, nobody buys anything, nobody buys gas, nobody buys fuel. But the second that video was posted and the second that those creators wanted to do that and had a really great, you already saw in the comments like, well, I have to work. Well, I don't have money. Well, what am I supposed to do? Well, everybody's not going to be on board. So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going to do anything on September 1st. I'm not going to work. I'm going to not go out and buy anything. I'm going to do my part. That's what I feel that I want to do. I think everybody has the choice to do whatever they want, but something needs to happen. I think what everybody needs to get together on right now, y'all need to nip this COVID thing in the bud. Like, before it gets out of
Facts.
hand, y'all need
Yes.
to beyond everything right now. Y'all need to make sure that they don't shut down your kids' schools. They don't mask them. They don't say that they have like, nip that shit in the butt right now, because fool me once, shame on me, you. I never understand the saying, but I know what the saying is.
Fool me once, shame on you.
Fool me twice,
shame
shame
on
on
me.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's not do that.
Anthony Raimondi, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. You are a brilliant mind, my friend. You can tell
Thank
that you have spent so much time and dedication into this. And damn, man, that was an honor speaking to you. Thank you for spending time with us this
Anytime.
afternoon.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, real quick, do you want to shout out your page or any?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Conservative Ant on all platforms, guys. And then if you go on any of my platforms, the link is in the bio for any of my merch. I'm also I have America First Healthcare, which is an awesome agency that we've partnered up with and started that'll get you insurance that's nationwide and keeping the government out of your policies and stuff like that. So it's really great. So I appreciate that.
Cool. Anthony, again, thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Everyone at home, be safe. Peace. Welcome to the Curiosity Chamber.